What are the Akashic records? There exists a place beyond space and time where the echoes of every thought, every dream, every decision are etched into an invisible field of light. This place, though unseen, is felt by the soul in moments of silence and depth, an ethereal domain often called the Akashic records. But these are not merely records, they are the energetic blueprint of all that ever was, is, and could be. Ancient mystics referred to this as the primordial ether, the Akasha, a vibrational substance that predates form. The Hindu rishis spoke of it as the fifth element, subtler than air and fire, yet more powerful than either. Egyptian priests guarded similar concepts in the Hall of Ma'at, where the soul's deeds were weighed against the feather of truth. Beneath these varied names lies a single truth. We are surrounded by a cosmic energy that remembers everything. The concept of a universal memory isn't confined to one culture. It permeates the most ancient wisdom traditions. In Tibetan Buddhism, the Bardo Thodol hints at a liminal space between lifetimes where the soul reviews its journey. In Kabbalistic lore, the Book of Life holds every deed, waiting to be weighed by divine intelligence. In Christianity, subtle echoes of this idea surface in apocalyptic visions and divine judgments. Strikingly, these scattered fragments point toward a mystical source beyond physical reality, where all knowledge is encoded, not in ink, but in vibration. The Akashic records are not books resting on dusty celestial shelves. They are living frequencies accessible to those who learn to attune their spirit. Each whisper of intuition, each déjà vu may be a glimpse into these hidden mysteries. But how does one reach a library not built with bricks or bytes? Access to the Akashic records isn't achieved through mere intention or curiosity. It demands inner alchemy. Meditation becomes the sacred key, and the body, a vessel refined through silence, breath, and vibration. Some seekers use guided visualizations or the pathway prayer to open the gateway. Others speak of entering trance states where visions unfold like ancient scrolls. In every method, the common thread is surrender, an emptying of ego to receive what lies beyond perception. For this is not just a search for knowledge, but for spiritual illumination. And the one who enters the records without reverence finds nothing but silence. The nature of these records is fluid, not fixed. What you receive is shaped by your level of consciousness. A person steeped in fear will perceive warnings. One rooted in love may receive revelations. This dynamic mirror reflects not only what has been, but what could be. It shows potential futures, timelines waiting to be chosen or dissolved. And here lies a sacred paradox. The future is unwritten, yet it already exists within the cosmic, your field of possibility. The records don't dictate fate, they reveal paths. They offer wisdom, not prophecy. As such, the seeker must approach them not as a fortune teller, but as a student of their own divine essence. In truth, the Akashic records are not external at all. They are within you, woven into your very soul like forbidden texts etched in light. Every spiritualist, whether aware or not, interacts with them through dreams, intuition, or those moments of inexplicable knowing. The veil between your mind and this sacred archive is thinner than you think. And now that the ancient veil begins to lift, the question arises: what secrets wait to be uncovered if you dare to ask the right questions? To find that answer, we must journey deeper into the purpose, ethics, and spiritual responsibilities that surround this sacred access point. Access, ethics, and purpose of the records. To stand before the threshold of the Akashic records is to stand before the doorway of the soul's most intimate truths. But not everyone who knocks is permitted entry. Unlike earthly archives, the Akashic records are alive, sentient, and discerning. They respond not to words, but to vibration, pure intention, like a sacred key, is what grants access. Curiosity without humility is like trying to drink wisdom from a closed vessel. The seeker must be aligned not only in mind, but in heart and spirit. It is said that before the records reveal themselves, they test you through silence, doubt, or the reflection of your own ego. Only those who walk in reverence, with a yearning for illumination spiritual, are gently guided to their gates. There are tools, subtle yet profound, that prepare the soul for this sacred encounter. One such tool is the pathway prayer process, a vibrational invocation designed to shift awareness into the frequency of the records. But beyond rituals and prayers, what truly matters is energetic resonance. Some access the records through meditation, some through dreams, others through intuitive download. The form is secondary to the frequency. What comes through may not be words. It may be images, sensations, even archetypal memories. This is why every seeker's experience is unique. The records speak your soul's language, using symbols crafted from your deepest knowing, echoing hidden mysteries buried in your subconscious. But to access the records is not a game of spiritual voyeurism. It is an act of devotion. The purpose of this sacred field is healing, not entertainment. Growth, not prediction. The records do not exist to tell fortunes or feed the ego. They exist to guide the soul back to itself, to show you where you've strayed from your essence and how to return. Some come seeking answers and leave with questions they never dared to ask. Others come to fix the future, but find themselves healing a wound from 5 lifetimes ago. The records are not linear. They are alchemical, shifting your awareness to transmute pain into wisdom, confusion into clarity, and stagnation into cosmic energy. And with great insight comes great responsibility. One does not simply read another's records as they would a book on a shelf. Consent is not optional, it is spiritual law. To violate this is to tamper with the sacred architecture of another soul's journey. Even the mere intention to access someone's records without permission can echo karmically. This is why ethics in the Akashic realm are non-negotiable. The records are protected not by gates, but by energetic guardians who mirror back your motives. What you bring in is what you receive. If your heart is clean, the records open like a lotus. If not, they remain a sealed mystery. Yet for those who walk this path with honor, the Akashic records become more than a source of insight. They become a companion. They whisper truths when the world lies. They illuminate crossroads when the path is dark. They offer not certainty, but clarity. And just when you think you've understood their depth, they show you another layer, a forgotten past life, a soul contract, a hidden thread woven into your present challenges. But to truly decode these messages, one must explore the unseen, forces that shape our lives, karma, past incarnations, and the metaphysical agreements made long before birth. And it is there that the true alchemy begins. Karma, past lives, and spiritual transformation. Imagine your soul as a weaver, threading its way through lifetimes, crafting intricate patterns of experience, choice, and consequence. Each stitch is a moment, each thread, a life. This is the nature of karma, not a punishment, but a sacred equation of learning and evolution. Within the Akashic records, these threads are visible. They stretch backward into forgotten lifetimes and forward into potential futures, revealing how every sorrow and triumph is part of a larger design. Some of the wounds you carry today are echoes of choices made centuries ago, and some of your greatest strengths are dormant gifts left behind in previous incarnations, waiting to be remembered, reawakened, and integrated through inner alchemy. The records are not just a ledger of events, they are a mirror of transformation. When you gaze into them, you see not just who you were, but who you could become. A seeker may discover a past life as a healer silenced by persecution, and realize that fear of speaking truth in this life stems from that forgotten trauma. Another might uncover a vow of poverty from a monastic lifetime, explaining their unexplained resistance to abundance today. These discoveries are not curiosities. They are keys that unlock shackles placed upon the soul by outdated beliefs and invisible contracts. To access such revelations is to step into the realm of prohibited texts, truths once hidden to protect the unprepared mind. And once these truths are known, the healing begins. The Akashic records allow you to witness your karmic patterns with detachment and compassion. You begin to see that you were never a victim, nor a villain, but an eternal consciousness navigating the labyrinth of experience. The pain loses its sting when understood in context. The anger dissolves when seen as a lesson already learned. In this space, forgiveness flows, not only to others, but to yourself. This is the quiet power of the records. They do not erase the past, but transmute it. The soul's wounds become windows, the scars become symbols. And from the ashes of memory, spiritual enlightenment begins to rise. Some fear karma as an unavoidable fate, a debt to be paid in suffering. But this is a misunderstanding born of disconnection. In truth, karma is cosmic intelligence, a feedback loop designed to guide you home. It is fluid, not fixed, merciful, not cruel. When you begin to act from love instead of fear, to choose from awareness rather than impulse, karma shifts instantly. A single act of compassion can alter timelines. A single moment of clarity can dissolve lifetimes of unconscious repetition. The records reveal this with piercing clarity. They show you the dominoes your soul once set in motion, and the ones you have the power to stop, redirect, or elevate. As you explore these sacred chronicles, you begin to sense a deeper calling, not just to understand your past, but to master your present, not just to heal, but to awaken. This is the transformation the Akashic records offer, a journey from fragmented identity to divine remembrance. And just as one story ends, another begins, because the records never close, they evolve with you. And what waits beyond the knowledge of your personal journey is even more profound. The collective awakening, the reactivation of ancestral wisdom stored within the universal field. But before we uncover that, we must return to the beginning, where vibration itself creates reality, and sound holds the power to open cosmic doors. What if every thought you've ever had, every emotion you've ever felt, and every action you've taken is still echoing in a hidden field that surrounds you? What if your soul's entire journey, past lives, sacred contracts, and future possibilities has been recorded in a cosmic archive so ancient, so powerful, that few even dare to speak its name? This is not science fiction. It is one of the greatest hidden mysteries of existence, the Akashic records. For centuries, this sacred knowledge has been guarded by mystics, monks, and seekers of ancestral wisdom. It's been whispered about in Vedic texts, concealed in prohibited texts, and encoded within the myths of every civilization. But today, that veil begins to lift, and you're about to cross a threshold that could forever alter your understanding of time, memory, and spiritual truth. Are you ready to see beyond the veil? In this journey, we'll explore the true nature of the Akashic records, what they are, how they can be accessed, and the transformative power they hold to heal your karma, awaken your gifts, and reconnect you with your divine path. But be warned, once you glimpse the truth, you can never unsee it. This is not just information. It is inner alchemy, a vibrational shift that could realign your entire spiritual trajectory. So listen closely. The records are alive, and they're listening too. If you're ready to uncover the hidden blueprint of your soul, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave your thoughts in the comments. because the revelations you're about to receive are unlike anything you've ever heard before. Now that you've walked through the sacred halls of the Akashic records, one truth becomes clear: you were never lost, only remembering. The patterns of your past, the echoes of forgotten lifetimes, and the whispers of your future all converge in this eternal archive, waiting for the moment you would be ready to see. But I ask you this: if the universe keeps a record of every soul's journey, what else might be hidden in its depths? Share your thoughts in the comments. What revelations spoke to you the most? And if this journey ignited something within, don't keep it to yourself. Share this video with those ready to awaken. Subscribe to continue uncovering the wisdom they never wanted you to find.